Good evening, everyone. Today I'm briefly introduction about the AWS Lambda with .NET Core. So this is my subtopics. Today I'm going to discuss. First one is what is AWS Lambda. Second one is AWS Lambda features. What are they available? And also AWS Lambda pricing. How AWS Lambda works and how to build and deploy AWS Lambda function with .NET Core. Final thing is what are the advantages and disadvantages of AWS Lambda, and where to use and where to not use that AWS Lambda feature. Uh, First one is what is the Lambda, AWS Lambda. So AWS Lambda is a serverless compute service. These days serverless computing has gained more popularity because it supports both ease of development and high scalability. Serverless functions are stateless, event-driven, and high scalability, and they don't have any dependencies of on the underlying infrastructure. So the AWS is the one of leading example for serverless computing. So this AWS Lambda allow you to run your code without worrying about provisioning or manage any server. And we can run our application or backend service using AWS Lambda with zero administration. So it's very helpful to run easy our service or application. And also it will run our code, even scale the infrastructure with high availability. So we don't need to worry about scaling. It's we have AWS Lambda help to do that very efficient way. And the code which can run AWS Lambda, we can call it as a AWS Lambda function. Currently, AWS Lambda support uh, these languages: C Sharp, Java, Python, Node.js, Go, PowerShell, and Ruby. These are the currently support languages. So now we move to the AWS Lambda features. In here, I point out some important features offered by AWS Lambda. Likewise, basic information we need to give the that particular Lambda function. Then there is a code editor, Lambda editor. We can write our own code, own logic there, or we can upload it as a zip file. So in our local machine, we can create our own project, own logic, and we can upload as a zip file. Then AWS Lambda is run that particular code logic, and give the result from that service. So once the Lambda code is uploaded, the service handle all the capacity scaling and administration of infrastructure. Those kind of uh, serverless things handled by the that Lambda service. Final thing, if we want to run the AWS Lambda function, we have to set up external AWS service with trigger that Lambda function. For our example, in here, I have created a Lambda function called my first Lambda. To trigger that, I added another external AWS service called API gateway. This gateway trigger that Lambda function. Then we can run our Lambda code and get the result from that function, Lambda function. So, and also AWS Lambda will allocate resources based on the functions requirement. That means if your function required a lot of processing power, it will choose instance type as more processing power and the RAM. Like as if for Lambda code only execute within 1 second, 2 second, it select lowest possible instance. So it means it helps to save our money and the time. This advantage we have in the AWS Lambda. Let's move to the how to build and deploy AWS Lambda function with .NET Core. So before that, we need several things to install our local machine. First, we need Visual Studio 2019 with .NET Core 3.1, or we can now uh, .NET 6 also almost released, so we can use that framework also with 2002 and 2 Visual Studio tool. And also very important thing is AWS toolkit. This is the toolkit we can that toolkit gives us a templates create AWS Lambda projects. So this is a very important toolkit we need to install. And also final thing is AWS Lambda AWS account. This account need to, we need to ask because we going to deploy our AWS function to that account. And in AWS toolkit, it gives actually two project types. First one is AWS Lambda project. Other thing is AWS serverless application project. AWS Lambda projects means if we want to create an individual Lambda function, AWS Lambda function, this AWS Lambda project template is we can use. And AWS serverless applicant project template means if we want to deploy multiple, developing multiple AWS functions, and you will to deploy it as a uh, part of the application, we can use that AWS serverless application project template. So using these tools, we can easily build the and deploy the AWS Lambda function. So first, I will show you how to create, how to build the Lambda function, AWS Lambda function using .NET Core. It's very easy. We can create, we can open the Visual Studio and create new project. Uh, in that AWS toolkit, we can see there's a couple of templates. So in here, I'm going to uh, select AWS Lambda Project .NET Core C# template. So after the select that template, we can click the next button. In here, then we can choose what is the project name and the location. After that, we can create the our Lambda project. Before that, Visual Studio pop up this blueprint screen. In here, you can see there's a several blueprints. We can create our Lambda function with a couple of services, AWS services. So in here, I'm going to select empty function. It gives test project and the sample function Lambda function project. So after that, after selecting that empty function, we can click the finish button. After that, it create a project, AWS Lambda project. In here, you can see this is that project created by the template. So in here, you can see this is an important class called a function. This function class is the entry point of the Lambda function. So in our Lambda function, you can see this function has a function handler function. This function handler is allow you that's a entry function in the AWS Lambda uh, function. So if we want to create logic, we have to create a logic inside this function handler. After that, if we run the Lambda function in our deployed environment, this logic will be execute and give the result. So this is a simple, brief introduction how to build the AWS Lambda function. Let's move to the how to deploy it into the AWS console. It's also very easy using this template. So first we have to right click the project in Solution Explorer. Then you can see this pop-up window. In there you can select Publish to AWS Lambda. After that you can see this screen. In here you can give some configurations like function name, description, and also you can select what is the runtime. Likewise, those kind of configuration you can select. After the click the next button, you can see this advanced function details screen. In here, you can specify the IAM role to allow you Lambda function to access AWS services such as S3 bucket and the API gateway. Those kind of services you can configure. After the configuration, we can click the upload button. After that, it's successfully uploaded to the AWS console as a AWS Lambda service. Then we can see in that AWS console. Now, see what are the advantages and disadvantages of AWS Lambda. So, first one is just first we focus about advantages. First one is save time and effort. So, this is a major benefit of serverless computing using AWS. So, it's reduce our time and effort to create maintaining infrastructure of our application, and also it helps to building a scalable solution. So as I told earlier, we're not going to worry about the scalable. So it's we can easily handle that in AWS Lambda. And other thing is you can pay for what you need. That means it's only depend on the memory usage and the number of requests. So we have to pay only that parameters. Then we going to move to the disadvantages. First one is call start. In call start means so in serverless architecture, if we execute the function, it's create temporary create containers. So if we use multiple services, sometimes this take between 100 millisecond to 20 minutes likewise it takes. So it's a it may be delay our run the application. So it is a one disadvantage of cold start. And other thing is computational restriction. This means if our application needs more processing power, so in AWS Lambda it is a limited memory allocation, so we cannot process every kind of processing power. So that kind of limitation has in AWS Lambda. Uh, Other thing is vendor control and vendor lock-in. So that is means we cannot we have to give a full control to the AWS to control our application. So sometimes it's very not good for our application according to scenarios. That that kind of disadvantage have in the AWS Lambda. The final thing is issue is working with virtual private cloud. So currently these clients mainly use this virtual cloud technique to for use to give extra security layer for the application. So if we use those kind of extra layers for our application using AWS Lambda, it takes some processing power to start. I mean, in that cold start disadvantage is happen in that scenario. So that kind of disadvantage have in the AWS Lambda. Now we are focusing about where to use AWS Lambda. We can say we can use the AWS Lambda for small functions, nano services. Like if particular one small particular service we need to run, so we can use that AWS Lambda. If we want to integrate with other AWS serverless services like SQS, SNS, likewise, there's a different services have in AWS. AWS Lambda is the best solution for integrate those kind of services into our function. The last one is function with minimal execution time, because if we use a lot of if we our application get a lot of execution time, it's not possible to use AWS Lambda function. So we have to consider processing execution time is very less execution time. It's very best at AWS Lambda function. Then what are the places we are not to use that AWS Lambda function? So first one is continuously running and long running process. Like I told it before, we cannot use that kind of application deploy as a Lambda function because we have to uh, we have to pay a lot of money for that. So it's not applicable for this kind of application, and we should not use large memory footprints, and also we should not use high frequency and low latency need applications, and also we should not use complex business logics with multiple transaction because if those kind of multiple transaction and business logic application need huge processing power, so that AWS Lambda cannot allow you to do that kind of processing power. So that kind of places we cannot use AWS Lambda. That is my presentation about AWS Lambda with .NET Core. Do you have any question? Please ask.
Hello, I think there is no questions from anyone. And Oshada, thank you for you actually thank you for your time.